The regular season is now done. Who's made the playoffs and who missed out? Welcome to All Talk, All USL. Talk USL. Come on, latest scores, news, and developments. The second highest division, the United States Men's Professional Soccer System, the USL Championship. I'm your host, as always, Vince Galvano. Happy Monday, a big Monday, October 27, 2025. Mark your calendars, the playoffs are now underway. That is right, the regular season has concluded. Who's made it in and who missed out? We talked very significantly about the West being wide open last week by the likes of Phoenix Rising, San Antonio, Orange County, Colorado Springs, Lexington. One of these teams was going to meet out. They were going to miss out. Which one was going to make it? Which one was not? We're going to cover that. Also, from the eastern side of things, you had Detroit, you had Indy, you had Rhode Island. You had even possibly Tampa getting in if things had went well. Didn't happen, but hey, those four teams, one of them had to miss out too. Elsewhere was pretty much even Stevens. One thing we can also mention is that we have a tied joint worst performance from both sides, Eastern and Western. The low number was 27 points from the Western side. Well, we knew it was Las Vegas, but the Eastern side, something happened on the last game day to actually, bottom of the barrel wise, showcase a little bit that, hey, we didn't finish last place. There was actually improvement from last year. I'm talking about Miami. What was the other team that finished below Miami? Last place in the Eastern Conference? Yeah, we'll reveal that soon as well. As always, if you're listening, talk USL Championship at gmail.com for any inquiries. If you want to just reach out, you can also reach out to me on socials at TalkUSL, everywhere on social media, and we are everywhere where podcasts are. If you haven't liked or reviewed the show yet, make sure to do so, and let's get this show on the road. We're going to talk goal of the week last time around. Then we're going to talk that midweek fixture between Sacramento and Charleston. Then I'm going to go into the big fixtures, and I'm going to mention Lexington taking on Oakland to start off. Then we'll get into San Antonio, by the way. Craziness over there against El Paso. OC versus Indy 11. Honestly, what I thought was the biggest game of the weekend this past week. The biggest implications were right there. We're going to get into that, and then we'll just break down the rest of the game. So let's get into it. Here we go. First off, goal of the week last time around, we had four contenders, Charleston, Lexington, Tampa, as well as Tulsa. And we were pretty much between two, Alex Mendez and Tampa Bay against Hartford on October 18. The first year Tampa Bay midfielders sealed a 3-2 victory with a long-range effort. Stefan Lukic, though, of Tulsa had him beat. He rescued a point on the road against El Paso with a set-piece equalizer. Absolutely beautiful in the second minute of second half stoppage time. So he got 52% of the vote from the fan vote. He is the goal of the week last time around. Also, just, notable mentions, Aaron Malloy, Marcus Epps, both of them had really nice goals as well. Malloy in the thrashing of Colorado Springs last time around, and then also Marcus Epps, who's been Lexington's standout player, making the leap from Hartford to go over to Lexington to be the star player. He doubled Lexington's lead against Sacramento early in that second half last time around. Speaking of Sacramento, let's get into the midweek fixture. Sacramento, a huge win at Hart Health Park against one of the best teams in the East, Charleston Battery. It was a clinical display on Wednesday night. Both teams traded early chances from corners. Jared Timmer of Sacramento, Charleston's Douglas Martinez, each testing the opposing keepers. The first half tight, discipline, whatever. Just 5 minutes after the restart, Sacramento found its moment off of a set-piece routine. Jack Gurr delivering a tease and cross to Lee Desmond, who nodded the ball into the path of Corey Bennett. The forward then calmly tucked home his fifth goal of the season to put Republic ahead. Charleston responding with attacking changes and pressure laid on, but goalkeeper, and I should really mark this down as your goalkeeper between the pipes, Danny Vitiello, standing firm, producing back-to-back reflex saves in the closing minutes to preserve his 12th clean sheet of the season, a very important clean sheet of the season, despite what had happened against Sacramento and Miami over the weekend. Remember, Sacramento was making up for missed time. And guess what? that 12th clean sheet proved vital. Danny Vitiello is your best goalkeeper this time around in the regular season, beating out the likes of Eric Dick, beating out Arosa Rena, beating out all the other goalkeepers. 12 clean sheets. That was the magic number. He is your best goalkeeper of the year with most clean sheets in the regular season. Koke Vegas had 11, so did Eric Dick, but none of them had 12. So a very important clean sheet for Sacramento, and also important because pretty much what it did was guarantee home field advantage in the playoffs. They had locked up the number 2 seed in the Western Conference playoffs because of the victory against Charleston, but something happened against an opposition of the Eastern side that was not expected at all at home too. We're going to talk about that game. It'll be the last game we wrap up on Sacramento's side, but hey, congratulations, Danny Vitiello's 3-save shutout also tied the all-time USL regular season record with 58 career saves. That's not the only record we'll be talking about. By the way, that was Grace Agata-Butler of Sacramento Republic FC. So then the weekend rolls around. Saturday night, Oakland takes on Lexington. A do-or-die game for Lexington. What a debut season as well. Honestly, a point would have probably seen them through in this one, but it wasn't on the cards. And 2 names really, even though it's the same name, Peter Wilson. That's right, on the final day of the regular season, Oakland Roots finishing their campaign in style with a 3-0 home victory over Lexington at the Coliseum. 12,000 in attendance, which is quite above average. And if you look back at this Oakland season, it wasn't great. It really, but you had a couple landmarks in the sense that you had what? Well, they moved over to the Coliseum, an historic venue, so they have that to them now. And you also have the likes of their squad looking at their coach, Benny Feilhaber. A tremendous one guy who's in the name of the hallmarks of United States men's just soccer heroes. What a career he had. He also played in the Bundesliga way back in the day for Hamburg, but he was playing for Sporting Kansas City for a while in the midst of the aughts, not late aughts, I should say, but 2013, 2017, around there. And he took this team and he did okay with them. 6 wins, 7 draws, and 8 losses from 21 matches when joining in June. Maybe had he had a preseason, had he had the May, could have been something different. But now Oakland can move forward. But the point is, Oakland spoiled Lexington's party. And Peter Wilson, who struck in the 19th minute to score for his 8th consecutive match, equaling the USL Championship record for consecutive games with a goal set by Haji Berry in 2018. It also meant his historic form. He finished the season with 18 goals, earning him the Golden Boot, matching the league record. We said goals in 8 straight matches. And what a way to cap it off at home. You broke records. Despite being out of the playoff race, you decided to make this a memorable day for the 12,000 people in attendance, for the Oakland fans, for the community. And congratulations, Peter Wilson. You are the Golden Boot winner, beating out the likes of Cal Jennings, beating out the likes for a while, actually. You also had MD Myers that was also in the top of that list. You had Francisco Bonfilio, who had 14 goals. Rubens Pacius of Tampa, Taylor Calhera, all these guys. Philip Goodrum, you can add to the list. Abukara, who was just amazing for the first half of that season. Really solid stuff. Peter Wilson, 18 goals, 2 of them penalty kicks on the season. Congratulations. And Lexington, that loss was the nail in the coffin. Lexington do not qualify for the playoffs. Unfortunate, but when fate is in your hands, you have to take control of it. And they did not do that. Winless in their last 5, falling just 1 point short of playoff qualification. USL Championship coverage there. What team that took control, that took the fate of things in their hand? A team that had went 483 minutes without scoring. And all of a sudden, the floodgates, Moses made the sea part, whatever had happened. San Antonio, something happened in Toyota Field in this Copa Tejas showdown. 7-goal thriller at Toyota Field. My God, the match beginning in chaos. El Paso struck first when Amando Moreno converted from an Eric Calvillo cross, something that's been similar, kind of consistent throughout El Paso season. But then 2 minutes later, just like that, San Antonio hit back instantly. Captain Michel Tainter threaded a perfect ball to Santiago Patiño, who lashed home the equalizer just 2 minutes later, breaking that scoreless drought. And then floodgates would open. The host sees full control before halftime. Luke Hackinson redirecting a close range effort in the 22nd minute. An El Paso own goal that made it 3-1 by the break. And then San Antonio did not take their foot off the gas. 8 minutes into the second half, Nicky Hernandez volleying home a Jorge Hernandez free kick to extend the lead to 4-1. Though Christian Sordo answered it back a minute later to make it 4-2, Tainter capped off a captain's performance by heading home another Jorge Hernandez set piece in the 86th minute to complete a 5-2 rout in the Copa Tejas. Tainter, the captain, leading with a goal and assist, 35 of 38 passes completed. He earned the player of the match honors and clinched. You clinched San Antonio with the win, clinches the number 6 seed. That is right. Crazily enough. I mean, wow. Who would have expected that? Not me. Absolutely not. They were on how many games in a row did San Antonio lose before this match? It was 4 games on the bounce. And then it was a draw, actually, Birmingham. They lost to Colorado. They lost to Tulsa. They lost to OC. They lost to Phoenix. I mean, these are people they're competing with as well. And then the final day at Toyota Field, after, almost a month being on the road, they return. And man, oh man, they made it count. Congratulations, San Antonio. You are in the playoffs. The other big game that I had mentioned, Orange County taking on Indy 11 at Championship Soccer Stadium. 5,000 in attendance for this one. Orange County booking its place in the 2025 playoffs. Late drama. The host took the lead midway through the first half when center back Vuk Latinovic rose high to power home a header from a Chris Hagar cross. His first goal for the club. Indy hitting back before halftime. Veteran playmaker Aiden Quinn picking out Romario Williams, whose thumping header made it 1-1 in the 36th minute. It was going to be a draw. OC controlled much of the second half. Colin Shuller made a key save to deny Jack Blake. Substitute, though, and the guy has been a super sub as of late, Ousmane Silla taking matters into his own hands, dribbling through the defense in the 91st minute before slotting home Cooley to send Orange County into the postseason and eliminate Indy 11 in a heartbreaking fashion. Indy's heartbreak, it was, Aiden Quinn's 11th assist of the year. He actually got the Golden Playmaker Award with that assist, but they fell short, missing the playoffs by a single result. The Senegalese forward, 23-year-old, was electric off the bench, scoring the decisive stoppage time goal, and it wouldn't be the first time that he's done it. If you go back, incredible stuff. Go back to that game against San Antonio. The same thing happened when I was back home in the States watching it. Silla came on and scored the stoppage time. He did it again. He is the super sub for Orange County. He reminds me of Divock Origi for Liverpool in terms of how he's doing it. And just tremendous stuff. OC, congratulations. You have made it into the playoffs. And just like that, heartbreaking fashion, Indy 11 miss out on the 2025 playoffs. That was pretty much those key fixtures that we talked about between those couple of sides. So with that, OC got the 7th seed. San Antonio had got the 6th seed. We could talk Phoenix Rising, because Phoenix Rising was a team that all they needed to do was draw or win, and they would have seen themselves through. And that's kind of really what happened when they took on Pittsburgh on the road at Highmark Stadium. 5,067 in attendance for this one. It was a gritty 0-0 draw, let's be honest. Phoenix started positively, but the host created the better chances late in the first half. Augie Williams saw his chip saved by Rakowski. Luke Biazzi rattled the crossbar. A little bit of luck for Phoenix in this one. The Hounds, they pressed even harder after the break. Williams had a close range effort cleared off the line by Sishos, and Guillaume Vactor forced Rakowski into another sharp save with a header from a corner. But despite late pressure, Phoenix held firm for the 3rd consecutive clean sheet and just locked up that postseason berth for a third straight year. So that was really quite solid. But I mean, the Hounds won't be too disappointed with that performance because they clinched the number 4 seed, guaranteeing a home playoff opener despite the stalemate USL Championship with the coverage there. We're going to get into what the playoffs look like at the end of the show. I want to cover a couple other games. New Mexico taking on Rhode Island. This was a crazy one. It was filled with emotion and energy at the Lab. They capped off New Mexico regular season in perfect fashion. It was an evening that began with a farewell to club legend Daniel Bruce, whose retirement speech drew cheers, tears, and also a standing ovation from the United faithful. 10,000 in attendance and more on this one. The passion spilled onto the pitch, though, as United struck first in the 21st minute. Mukwele Akale calmly slotting home after a precise setup from Valentin Noel, marking his second goal in as many matches. Rhode Island, they found a response through a thunderous header in the 38th minute. That was from Bacharach on that 38th minute. But then, just before halftime, Chris Gloster fouled inside the box, setting up Talon Maples, who coolly buried the ensuing penalty to restore the lead at 2-1. The second half was all about resilience. Chris Shakes making a brilliant diving save in the 86th to deny the equalizer. And then when the final whistle blew, the Lab erupted, not just in celebration of the win, but of the legacy Bruce helped build. Club veteran Daniel Bruce's final match becoming the emotional heartbeat of United's victory and their unbeaten run. And now United enter the postseason unbeaten in 7, blending confidence with discipline at the perfect moment. Talon Maples putting in a captain's performance, composed at the back, clutch from the spot. Gavin Haustein with the coverage there. And that result, by the way, puts New Mexico in hosting pretty much all of their games. They finished second place because Sacramento dropped the ball. I was going to say, let's get into the Sacramento match. They take on Miami at home at Heart Health Park. Only managed 3 shots on target against Miami's 6 shots. It was pretty much a sold-out crowd for the final game of the season, but that did not matter. Miami was not leaving without something to show for it, something to actually say, hey, at least this season was better than last. And that was thanks to Dalton Knutson, who scored the late winner in the 87th minute to take a surprise 1-0 victory against Sacramento on the road to conclude its regular season campaign, earning the club's Miami FC's first win away at Sacramento in its history. And that result did one of two things. First thing it did was take Miami to 30 points to the good, making them the 4th worst team, all standings wise, between East and West this season. So something they'll take. They ended the season with back-to-back wins against Birmingham last time around in October. It was 18, right? And a 3-2 away win. Back-to-back away wins, really solid stuff. And Birmingham are now your team at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. So an improvement in that regard to Miami. Something to work forward towards next season. And the second thing it did was actually put, in terms of goal difference, regular style, they finished 3rd in the FUT Mob standings that I have here. But because they beat New Mexico twice this season, 2-1 at home, 2-0 away, they still lock up that 2nd seed. And that's key, man. That's why every result counts. You never know when the results will come back in towards your favor, because now Sacramento will host Orange County. They'll have pretty much home games throughout their final play until they reach the conference finals, if they reach the conference finals. I mean, again, Tulsa would be the team that has to reach the conference finals with them in order to not host. But the thing is, you take on OC as opposed to taking on San Antonio. So New Mexico will take on San Antonio instead, while Sacramento will take on OC, finishing in 2nd place thanks to those head-to-head results. Other games I need to break down are Loudoun taking on North Carolina. North Carolina closing out its regular season in gritty fashion, grinding out a 1-0 road win against Loudoun, despite Loudoun having 5 shots on target on the night. It was seeing pretty much Olex Anderson getting the go-ahead, the only goal, in the 58th minute. It was really, Anderson made up for, what was a miss in the first half. He nearly struck before the break when he leaped up perfectly to meet a Luis Perez corner, powering a header into the roof of the net for his 5th goal of the season. He was a difference, the St. Vincent and Grenadines international, delivering yet again scoring that decisive header. North Carolina's 11 blocks, 3 saves, showing that little bit of grittiness that they have. And the win, keeping North Carolina in contention for that top 4 spot in the Western Conference. And guess what? We will tell you right now if they got it because of the win against Loudoun. They did. 3rd place is where they'd finish in the regular season. What a turnaround of events for North Carolina, who came back, they put in the last season, put in the submission to return. They came back. They were okay. They didn't qualify for the playoffs, but they didn't, finish too far out of that top eight spot. This time around, man, a tremendous season for them. 45 points, 13 wins, 11 losses, and 6 draws for 45 points, finishing in front of the likes of Hartford, finishing in front of the likes of Pittsburgh, of Detroit, of Rhode Island, and also of Loudoun. And that's the thing, man. Every game matters. We're going to say it more and more. Loudoun had the chance to control their fate a little bit and actually host a game in the postseason. But guess what? That will not be the case. Instead, it'll be a rematch between those two. That's right. North Carolina will host Loudoun United at Wake Med Soccer Park as part of the first game playoffs for both those sides. Craziness there. We'll get into more of the playoffs in a little bit. I only have, I think, 4 more games to cover. 5, actually. Really quick, I'll just get through them. Charleston took on Birmingham at home, and this is essentially what happened. Birmingham, not able to capitalize. They did get something in this game with starting the score in the 6 minutes. It was Preston who intercepted a back pass and then lobbed it home from distance. But then 34th minute, Aaron Malloy delivered a pinpoint cross from the right that found Husso Landry, volleyed it from close range, and then Charleston seized control for good when Cal Jennings was brought down in the box by the Legion captain, Kavita. Kavita shown a red card, Jennings calmly converting the penalty for his 17th goal of the season. Jennings was in the Golden Boot race, but because Peter Wilson scored, he just finished outside with the 17 goals. But a tremendous regular season. That was the question for Charleston. Without Nick Marcanic, who is now playing in the Segunda Division of La Liga, what was going to happen? And Cal Jennings and MD Myers, they stepped up, they tag teamed it, and they killed it. And they will be a force to be reckoned with. Charleston finishing in 2nd place in the regular season. Let's talk Eastern Conference. Let's talk 2 of heavyweights as well in there. We'll talk Lou City at Lynn Family Stadium, 9,527 in attendance for the final regular season home game of Lou City in this tremendous and memorable campaign. And it was only a 1-0 scoreline against Hartford. And this one, Hartford only managed 1 shot on target, but it was a cagey opening half hour. But Philip Goodrum broke the deadlock in the 39th minute, pouncing on his own rebound for his 13th goal of the season. The win sealing a 5th consecutive clean sheet for Lou City, extending their shutout streak to 552 minutes and finishing the regular season at 22-1-7, the fewest losses in league history over a 30-match campaign. They set the all-time USL record for points per game with an average of 2.43, surpassing Orlando City in the 2012 season. And 16 games unbeaten, home field advantage secured all throughout, 2-time champions entering the playoffs as heavy favorites. And they'll learn from last season when they got shook by Rhode Island with an unexpected loss. This time around, they'll make sure to count on it. But let's not forget, if they go down a goal in the playoffs to start off, panic could ensue. And that's the thing we'll keep an eye out for. But we'll talk about their path to the finals shortly. Lou City Communications there with the coverage. Tampa Bay took on Detroit. This was another one. It was a sold-out Al Lang Stadium. It was an emotional finale to the 2025 campaign. A result that ended their playoff hopes, but marked the farewell of 2 club icons. The first half, tight and cautious here. Detroit controlling more of the ball. The breakthrough coming in the 58th minute, though, in the second half, when Isaiah LaFleur deflected off of a Forrest Lassa, wrong-footed Bill Hamid to give LaRouge the lead. The Rowdies needed a win to keep postseason dreams alive. They found some urgency. Substitute Nick Moon making an instant impact down the right. A cross that found and deflected to Wubin's pass. He's a striker, Tampa Bay's top scorer, buried the equalizer in the 81st minutes for his 13th of the year, but that was it. It was just going to be a draw between the two sides, and it was heartbreak at home. They needed 3 points to stay alive, and that draw missed the postseason, but at least they kept it out towards the last day. And that's all you can really ask for as a fan, as much as this is a heartbreak, at least you had something to play for on the last day. And that, if you told me a month or 2 months ago that was going to be the case for Tampa, I wouldn't believe you. But the fact they came into this one, and had they won, honestly, also, nothing would have happened because Detroit had finished with a 37 point. Actually, they actually would have made it through because they played Detroit. Excuse me. I'm thinking like, so yeah, they needed to win. They needed to win. But let's look at the glass half full approach. It was farewell to legends, longtime Star Wars. Forrest Lasso, Leo Fernandez played their final matches at Al Lang Stadium. They received nice emotional ovations from fans and teammates alike. Dominic Cachado had said at the end, it took over midway through the season, quote, "Disappointing we haven't made the playoffs, but that's not because of tonight. It's the work over the season. We'll come back stronger. The fans have been unbelievable, and they deserve a team to be proud of next year." Rowdy's communications there. Tulsa took care of business at home against Colorado. It was El Medcar who got the scoring underway in the 10th minute, and then Calhera added a double in the second half. 11 shots on target to Colorado's 0 shots on target. Colorado, though, much similar to last season with Phoenix finishing that 8th place spot, because Lexington did not get any points, they found themselves just right in making it at the cut. The defending champions will be in the playoffs this year. Very similar to what had transpired against with Phoenix last time around, right, when they finished in the 2024 campaign, that 8th seed spot. So that's really it. And I wonder, next season, will the spell be broken? One question I'll certainly have for next season, regardless who wins 2025, will that team lose a lot of their players and then struggle to make the playoffs and make it like at the last sort of gasp? Or will it just be a solid team in the future again, or not make it? That's the question. Hey, let's take a look at Monterey taking on Las Vegas. This one at Monterey Bay Cardinal Stadium, 3,600 in attendance. It was a draw 1-1. The visitors struck first 3 minutes in when Patrick Leal finished off a low cross from Colville after Johnny Rodriguez's initial shot was parried. Though Monterey Bay, they did respond thanks to one of their standout players this season, Mayele Malongo, breaking free onto a clever pass from Soyberg and slotting low into the far corner to level the score. The home side pushed late with Guideri testing Vegas goalkeeper Carver Miller in the 89th, but neither team could find a winner to close the campaign. Anton Soyberg's missed penalty kick in the second half denied Monterey Bay a winning finish to their season. But it was a bright start and a flat finish. Las Vegas started fast, failed to register a single shot on target after halftime. But player performance-wise, Ty McNamara, the veteran midfielder, anchored the side with 73 of 84 passes, completed 11 recoveries, and 5 tackles won. A complete, composed display in the season finale for the mid-season signing. Legendary Revs player, NYC player, a staple in the MLS for many years, Tommy Mack, great guy. USLChampionship.com with the coverage there. All right, that is pretty much all that I had to cover in regards to the matches. Regular season awards, let's get into it. Peter Wilson, 18 goals, we talked about it. Aiden Quinn, most assists with 11. Otherwise, it would have been Hope Abeyevu for Phoenix with 10, Juan Torres with 10, but it was Aiden Quinn with that last assist in the final game to get it done. And then goals and assists, Peter Wilson tied with Cal Jennings with 23. MD Myers with 19. So, add those two numbers up, and what you get is 42 combined goals and assists between MD Myers and Cal Jennings over the regular season. Absolutely insane. And then, yeah, that's right, Danny Vitiello winning the Clean Sheet Award, Golden Glove Award with the most clean sheets. Let's get into the final standings and then the playoffs. Final standings, Eastern Conference, the Players' Shield winners, Louisville City with 73 points to the good. I mean, absolutely insane. 22 wins, we said it. Only 1 loss in the entire regular season. Then in second place, it was Charleston. Third place, North Carolina. Fourth place, Hartford. Tied on points with Pittsburgh, but having a better goal differential to put them on top. Loudoun, guess what? They finished in 6th place with 42 points, despite back-to-back losses to finish their campaign. In 7th place was Rhode Island with 38. 8th place, that final spot, went to Detroit. in the Eastern Conference. The teams that missed out on the playoffs in the Eastern Conference: 9th place, Indy 11 with 35 points. 10th place, Tampa Bay Rowdies with 34 points. Miami FC, who had no chance at the tail end of the season, right? 30 points to good for them. In 11th place, Birmingham, your worst team in the Eastern Conference, with 27 points. Then western side of things, FC Tulsa, an amazing regular season they've had, turning things around, 3 wins in their past 4. They finished with 57 points to the good. Second place was New Mexico United, on points and whatnot. But it's actually not the case. Sacramento, is second place because they head-to-head, and they have better goal differential. I don't know why I thought Mob is messing that up. Oh, because they have more wins. New Mexico has more wins than Sacramento. No, it's not the case. Sacramento second place, New Mexico third place, El Paso fourth place. Great season for them. They turned around big time from last year. Omar Cabrera and his side. Loco is looking really good for the playoffs. Phoenix Rising in fifth, San Antonio in sixth. See Phoenix Rising there with the goal difference of 0, but better head-to-head against San Antonio, so they finished ahead of them despite the tied on points. Orange County in 7th place, and then final place for that Western Conference slot was Colorado Springs with 37 points. So the good Lexington had their fate denied by Oakland with a 3-0 win. They finished 9th place, just 1 point outside of the playoff hopes. We'll see what happens next time around, but they had also 5 losses from the last 4. Oakland finishing their season on a win, transitioned to the Coliseum this time around, and Peter Wilson secured the Golden Boot. They finished with 32 points from 30 matches, obviously there. And then bottom 2 teams of Western Conference, the Monterey Bay side that was really good to start off the season, but then just kind of lost steam. 29 points to the good, finishing 11th place. The worst team in the Western Conference is Las Vegas Lights, only scoring 23 goals this season, the lowest amount of goals out of any team. They lost Valentin Noel midway through, or earlier, to New Mexico. That wasn't always not going to bode well for the side. Antonio Chirino bowed out as well, and I mean, it just things did not mix well for Las Vegas this time around compared to their playoff run last season. Let's get into what the bracket looks like. So these games will all start this weekend, Saturday on November 1st. Western side of things, it's going to be FC Tulsa taking on 8th seed Colorado Switchbacks. That'll be FC Tulsa's first game. That'll be 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on Saturday, November 1st. The opposite side of the bracket, Eastern side, first place against 8th place. That's going to be Lou City taking on Detroit at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on the Golazo Network. Pretty much all games are on the ESPN Plus, but Golazo Network for that one. And there's also 2 games with CBS Sports Network. We'll get into that too. Go back to the Western side of things. So if Tulsa and Switchbacks, they'll take on the winner of El Paso and Phoenix. That's right. El Paso will host Phoenix Rising at Southwest University Park, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on Saturday, November 1st on ESPN Plus. The winner of that match, Locos hosting. That's right. It'll be the only game they host, most likely, unless Colorado upsets FC Tulsa. But hey, they managed to get a home field win. We'll see what happens there. It's going to be a great game. Then, opposite side of the bracket, we'll go again. So the winner of Lou City and Detroit will take on the winner of Pittsburgh against Hartford, the 4th and 5th seed of the Eastern Conference there. That game will take place, the first one to kick off the conference quarterfinals, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Pittsburgh taking on Hartford and ESPN Plus. Back to the western side of the bracket, the bottom side of the bracket, right? New Mexico, 3rd seed, taking on San Antonio, 6th seed. That'll be a good game as well. That will take place 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Saturday, November 1st at the Lab on ESPN Plus. We're going to keep with the Western Conference now. That bottom last game there, 2nd seed, Sacramento hosting OC, Orange County. That game will take place on Sunday, November 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on CBS Sports Network. Then, opposite side of the bracket, 2 more games to talk about. North Carolina taking on Loudoun. That's right, a rematch just now. And North Carolina just beat Loudoun 1-0. Wake Med Soccer Park, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Loudoun there in 6th place, qualifying for the playoffs after not qualifying last time around. Then Charleston, 2nd place. That's right, they'll take on Rhode Island at Patriots Point on CBS Sports Network on November 2nd, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific. My prediction, let's go Eastern side. Lou City will take down Detroit. I will put actually Pittsburgh to take down Hartford. Lou City will take down, I have Lou City pretty much going all the way here. Lou City pretty much going all the way. I think it's just favorites to say. North Carolina against Loudoun. I'll take Loudoun over North Carolina. Rhode Island against Charleston. Charleston will take down that. I don't see how Charleston and Lou City are not in the conference finals. I really don't. I really don't see that. But we will see. But that's really Eastern side of things, a bit more predictable. Western side of things, I think this is where you have interesting things happen. For me, I have Tulsa taking down the Switchbacks, El Paso taking down Rising, El Paso beating Tulsa to go into the conference finals. San Antonio takes down New Mexico. Sacramento takes down. Maybe Sacramento doesn't take down OC, but we'll put Sacramento OC. I think what will happen is we'll see Sacramento and El Paso in the conference finals. And maybe El Paso makes it. That's my bold prediction. 4th seed. El Paso makes it all the way through. We'll see. We will certainly see. But I like them. I really do like them. And honestly, I do like OC. They could spoil the party against Sacramento. But Sacramento, what I like about them is that they know already. They messed up big, right, in the Jägermeister Cup final. And now's a chance for redemption. Now's a chance, honestly, to host all the games all the way through and get this back and maybe make the conference finals, maybe make the USL Championship finals and do it for the West. But the East looks so good between Lou City and Charleston. I just don't see how any team will take those two guys down. But time will tell. It's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Presented by Terminix. Guys, get ready. Thanks for listening. We're going to talk the first round of playoffs next time around. I'm excited. I can't wait. I know you can't either. It's Monday, but hey, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you listen to this, we're getting there. Something to look forward to this upcoming weekend. All the best, guys, and we'll talk soon after a while. Peace out.